signing.
So that was a good teacher. That was a great teacher. You need to look her up one day. I think she taught you a
No,
good lesson.
it was my mom and my stepdad who had me
Oh,
doing that. Yeah. And my
okay.
mom just laughs at me because she was like, it worked, huh? Because you don't sign anything. You don't forge anybody's name. I said, look,
Mm-hmm.
the flashbacks are real.
I'm real.
But anyway, so she forged her report cards to make her parents think that she got straight A's. And because she failed calculus, the college she had like early admittance to, which was Ryerson University, they actually revoked that early admissions from her. And I want to note that even when her parents thought she was in college, her father still didn't let her do anything, not go to parties, not date, not do anything. And Jennifer said, and I'm going to quote this, and she said this when she was 22. She said she had never gone to the club, she'd never been drunk, she'd never gone to a friend's house or gone on vacation without her family. Which, to me, that's, in terms of going to the club and drunk, I don't understand why you had to have. I don't understand why that's like a life mission to be drunk or go to the club. Go to a friend's house. That's kind of crazy that she's never gone to a friend's house and go on
That is a little bit
vacation.
much.
I
I
don't
agree.
know about going on vacation without her family because,
No,
again,
no, I wouldn't. No, I would be against that unless it was
yeah,
literally family, practically of a friend. You know what I mean? Like
exactly,
I've known,
exactly, exactly,
I mean, like the parents, we grew up together since we were 3 years old. You know what I mean?
exactly. So
Yeah.
out of that whole list, the only thing that I'm shocked at is she's never been to a friend's house. That's it.
Right.
So yeah, her and her friends actually described their parents or her parents as being tiger parents. Do you know what that means, tiger parents?
Just aggressive. I don't know. I'm just going by how it
Aggressive.
sounds.
I don't think it's
Tiger.
a
You said tiger. A tiger is aggressive. That's where
no.
That's where I'm getting this from. I have no idea.
I'm gonna look it up. Tiger parents.
Are you
Let's
spelling
look it up.
Tiger? Like wow,
Yeah,
type
tiger
that's not.
parent.
Oh, they
Yes,
don't make that sound. That'd be a cat, but
okay, so tiger parenting is a form of strict or demanding parenting. The tiger parents push and pressure their children to attain high levels of academic achievement or success in high status extracurricular activities such as music, using authoritarian parenting methods.
isn't it kind of what I said? I said
I was about
aggressive.
to
I
say,
meant aggressive, strict. I'm still putting that in the same category. That was my word, and that's exactly what I had in my head.
well, when you say aggressive parents, I'm more thinking like,
Strict,
no, it's
like
more like they slap them just for, I don't know.
I didn't necessarily mean that aggressive. I just mean just hard to, hard parents that are just. I mean, that's just what comes to me aggressive. Like, no, do you want to do this? No. Can you do that? No. And then they have the reasons, but it's like, don't talk back to me. Don't talk over me. Don't ask. Don't think
Well,
about it. Don't
that's not
breathe.
that's not
Don't
tiger parents.
breathe.
Don't talk to me. That's
I
like
mean,
that's just a strict parent. That's not a tiger parent.
okay.
Tiger
Okay.
parent and specifically deals with pushing their children to excel at every freaking thing.
Mm-hmm.
But strict parent is, yeah, don't talk back to me. Which actually, I don't think that's strict. I think that's normal. Don't talk back to me. Are you
No,
serious?
you're right. I mean, culturally, I think it's normal too, but some people might think, hey, what's wrong with that? But no, I do think that because my child couldn't do that to me. So, yeah, so that's just strict. I mean, that's just teaching respect. There's a difference.
Yeah. My daughter's allowed to talk back to me in the sense of she is allowed to tell me like how she's feeling,
Hmm.
how I'm making her feel,
That's good.
I'm stressing her out if I'm yelling at her or something like that. But in terms of she cannot talk back if I said go clean your room. I ain't cleaning my room. Oh ho ho.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
That's how you feel.
that kind of talk back is an absolute no. She'll be calling Miss
Right.
Shar. Miss Shar,
Like, oh, let her do it. It's okay. You
help!
can do whatever you want.
Yeah, okay,
Yeah,
you'll be
that would be
raising her,
me.
that's for sure. um, so, um, remember I said that they thought she was in college? I said that specifically for a reason. Well, Jennifer had actually started lying to everyone she knew and actually pretended that she was going to college. But the issue was she didn't even graduate from high school because of that calculus class. So she didn't even get to graduate from high school.
Oh, wow. That's so sad.
She ended up fabricating an acceptance letter to college, her diploma from high school. I don't know, but see, being a tiger parent, but you know what? I guess they weren't raised in the United States, so they don't know how it works. Because I was going to say, being a tiger parent, shouldn't they have been like, well, why didn't we go to graduation? Or, you know what I'm saying? But they weren't raised here, so maybe it was just easy to fool them.
Mm.
So yeah, so she made up acceptance letter to college. She made up homework. She made up report cards. She even went as far as buying secondhand textbooks and just
Oh
crazy
my
stuff like
gosh.
that.
Well,
Yes.
she's a pretty smart girl. I have to give her that. She's very
Well, to
creative
me, you
and
could have you
yeah.
could have used all that time and all that smarts to just pass calculus. Like, sit there and study calculus and pass it. And you lied about everything else, so you could have lied about while you're going to summer school or something. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh no, I'm just going to, like, I don't know. The school needed a volunteer to help other children who weren't doing well in calculus. So since I was doing so well, I'm going to help them. They asked me to help them. And instead, you're sitting there taking your calculus. Like, why didn't you do that instead? Again, this is what our show focuses on: the crazy crap that people come up with instead of, thinking to do the same shit. You're thinking about the whole crazy stuff. You forged all of this stuff when all you had to do was go and take calculus again and graduate from high school. And I'm pretty
Wow.
sure, even though your grades were mediocre, a college would have still accepted you. Like, you could have still gone to community college, but just tell your parents you were in university or something. I don't know. But anyways, that's not all she did. So just keep listening. She told her parents that she had won scholarships and that she had accepted an offer to get into pharmacology program at the University of Toronto. So instead of actually going to school, she would just go to restaurants and just sit there. She got a job as a piano instructor, and she worked in a restaurant to earn money. So she had to also keep up the charade that she was in school. So she bought pharmacy books, so like I said, secondhand textbooks, and she watched videos on pharmacology, and then she took notes on these videos, and then she had the notes. Like, oh yeah, these are the notes we did in school today, Dad. Like, what the? Why go through all of this? Obviously, you're not lazy. Like, it doesn't make
No,
sense.
not at all. Because it takes so much fortitude and so much just everything to put yourself into all, like to think of the things that she's thinking of as like a full-time job in school all over again. She's just doing too
She
much. She's
has
just
two
doing way
jobs.
too much.
She has
She's
two jobs, and she's basically going to school. Like, how does this make sense? Just go to
Yeah, but
school
I'm
then.
saying it's like you're going to school again. You're putting yourself through school in
Yeah, no,
jobs
no,
with
no. I
all that
know.
extra work that you're doing
I know. That's what
unnecessarily.
I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
So it was
yeah.
like, just, you could have just, like, all that time you were doing this and they're not checking up on you. You literally could have just gone back to high school and redone calculus. Like, so that's what I'm saying. It doesn't make sense.
Hmm.
So, anyways, when she was 24 years old, she asked her dad, her parents, permission to stay with a friend near campus, quote unquote, so that it would be easier for her to get to school, and she'll have more time to focus on her studies than the commute going back and forth to home or whatever. So of course they gave her permission because they wanted her to be able to focus on school, or so they thought. But what Jennifer was actually doing was staying with her boyfriend.
Ah,
And
typical teenager. Oh
well,
wait,
she's
was she? No, she was
24.
grown
She's
then. She
24.
wasn't a
Yeah.
teenager. It's just that teenagers do that too. I just had a flashback. There. Sorry, but no, but that's honestly in your 20s, especially your early 20s, and even it's just normal. It's normal. You make up a lie, and that's really where you are.
Well,
Parents know
I
these
wouldn't
things.
say it's normal. I wouldn't expect my daughter to lie to me as if it's normal. But then again, it's the kind of relationship you forge with your children. If you give them a relationship in which they think they have to lie, then that's what's going to happen. If you have an
Yeah, that's
open
true.
relationship with them, then they don't feel they have to
They
lie. Like
don't
I
feel they
tell,
have to lie.
yeah, I tell
Hmm.
my daughter, I said, tell me, don't lie to me. The first second you lie to me, I will never trust you again. But
So
tell
true.
me. And I tell her, I don't try and be like these parents either. If you tell me, I won't be angry. No, I tell her it depends on the. I tell
As
her
soon
it
as she sits there
depends.
yelling, I'm gonna be
Yeah,
angry now.
right. No, I tell her it depends on the situation. If it's something bad, hell yes, I'm gonna be angry. But at least you'll have your mother to help you work through it. But I can't even promise you that I'm not gonna be angry. There's certain times where I won't be angry, and certain times where I'll definitely be angry. But you have someone in your corner to work through it. So
You
she
sound like an
knows this.
awesome parent. I mean, I wish you could have raised me. Wonder how it would
Well,
have turned
she
out.
knows this, but people always ask me, so do you trust Yaz? Yes, I trust my daughter to be a teenager or a young adult. This is what I trust her to do. I'm not going to
Hmm.
say if somebody comes and tells me your daughter lied, blah, blah, blah. I'm not just going to be like, my daughter never. My daughter's still human. She can still make mistakes. I still have to get to the bottom of whatever it is. Will she never lie to me? She probably would. I hope she wouldn't, but who knows? And only time will tell. And all I can do is just hope that, she trusts me enough to talk to me and not lie to me, XYZ. I also told her, I said, when you feel like you're getting to this point where you're ready to have sex, come talk to mommy. Let's have a conversation. Don't just hide and go have sex and then come home pregnant one day, because
Right, I agree.
that's when shit will hit the fan. If we talk about it before and we talk through it and blah 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 blah, that's completely different than you just showing up, hey mom, 9 months pregnant, you're going to be a grandmother. Then we'll end up having to do a show on Love and Murder about this. Not playing.
Oh my God, no! Don't say it. Don't say it,
I'm
lady.
just kidding. I'm
But
just kidding.
that's why you
Truthfully, I
avoid
wouldn't.
these things by the way you raise your child the right way. That's all you have to do. Just,
Yes,
that's
you
it.
do
That's
try, and it is up to the parents to have a relationship with their children and raise their child a right way. But in their defense, in Han and Big's defense, they probably thought this was the right way to raise their child. You know what I'm saying? They come from a different country where raising children is completely different, and they probably thought that with everything that they've given their children, they've actually already surpassed how they were raised. So this is the best that they knew. They're not from here. You know what I'm saying? Life
yeah,
as a child in Vietnam or in freaking South Africa or
quite
in
different.
in Pakistan or in
Hmm.
Lebanon is completely different than life in the United States or Canada. The way they expect their children to treat them, what they expect their children to do. Some of these places beat the mess out their children, and that's completely normal. And then you come over here and you're not doing that, but you're not like smacking them across the room, but you're still very strict with them. So in their mind, they probably still think, well, I'm still doing better than what my parents did to me because I didn't punch her in the face for giving me a dirty dish or something like that. So
Right.
I'm pretty sure they really believe they did their best. The problem is Jennifer's a sociopath, so she's a psychopath, whichever one path that she is, but she's crazy. She could have just taken it and then moved on with her life. She didn't have to, whatever. So, anyway, she was staying with her boyfriend, Daniel Chi Kwang Wong. That's his name. They had actually met briefly in high school. And I say briefly because he started off at that high school, the same high school as Jennifer. But then, because his grades were so bad, he actually transferred to another school. So he basically failed out of the same school that Jennifer was in, and he had to transfer to another school. So they had only met briefly. He currently works at a pizza place called Boston Pizza, but he also dealt weed. So in nowadays, weed is all legal and they have dispensaries, so everybody's like, so? But back in the day, it was actually illegal to, sell weed. So,
Yeah, I remember those days.
yeah, I mean, that was
Go to
like what, only
jail.
3 years, that was like only like 3 years ago.
3 to 5. It wasn't that long ago.
Yeah. But anyways, in 2010, Jennifer pretended to graduate from University of Toronto because only after a certain amount of time, you could only keep this up for only so long before they're like, okay, well, where's the degree? Like, you've been in college for 9 years. What's going on?
It's a long
So
time.
yeah.
Well, no, but if you're going to be a doctor, it's normal. But she wasn't going for
I'm
that. So,
saying, I'm not saying she was there for nine
oh, you were
9 years.
just,
I was just
oh,
making a joke. But
Yeah, okay.
anyways, she pretended to graduate from the University of Toronto with a degree in pharmacology, and she told her parents that she started volunteering at the hospital for sick children. Like, that's literally the name of the hospital for sick children, a proper noun.
Wow.
Yeah, this lasted for a short time because as women, we have this sense about us and we pay attention to every little thing. Like, hey babe, what's that little hair on your shirt? You know,
Yeah, we
I
do. We
yeah,
noticed.
that's
Yeah.
a blonde. My hair